Right, guys, welcome to this game between the Sharks and the Stormers today. It is a slippery day here at Kings Park, so expect a lot of errors, unfortunately, in this game as well. Let's hope I'm wrong, but normally on such a slippery day, there is plenty of mistakes to be made. So let's quickly go and have a look at the Sharks lineup for today. A few changes have been made since their big loss to the Stormers up to the Bulls last week. So at fullback, Apali Lefasi, Sabun Nkosi comes in at 14, Lukanya Marius Lowe, I'm very excited about this guy playing at the inside center today. Casey Judd has joined us. How's it going? Right, so at center, Marius Lowe coming in for Jeremy Ward. Really looking forward to that one. Japenke is still at 11, then Kevin Bosch and Jaden Hendrickson keeps their position at 9 and 10. Then in the front row is where all the changes have been made for this game. At number 8, Henko Venter comes in for the injured Sikambuzo Noche, Timbelani Boli. At the number 7 flank, Sia Kulisi, Renil Higu, and then JJ Van der Mest, another guy that I rate very highly at number 4, bringing a little bit of bulk into the Sharks pack of forwards that got manhandled by the Bulls last week. Then Thomas de Toey, Fesenbata, and Oxnard in the front row for the Sharks. Having a look at the Stormers lineup, we've got Damian Willemse, Sergio Peterson, Ruanel, Rickers Pretorius, Edward van der Merwe, Abner van Reenen, and Herschel Yankees. Now, Ruanel comes in the place of Dan du Plessis, who drops out completely out of the match 23, which is a little bit of a surprise, given that Dan du Plessis had such a good game against the Stormers last week. Then Abner van Reenen getting another chance at fly half today. I wonder for how long he will be playing, but playing against Kevin Bosch, perhaps it's not going to be too bad. Herman Potgieter says, come on, Sharkies. Then the front row for the Stormers, Evan Roos, Peter Steff de Toey, Willie Engelbrecht, Marvin Uri, JD Schikkeling, Frans Malherbe, Pongi Munambi, and Steven Kitshoff. Such a good pack of forwards, and it's going to be difficult for the Sharks to really mix and match up with these guys today. Hopefully we've sorted out our problems and we can get this game and win it and keep our place going up in the lock. The benches for this teams is Karen van Vieren, Mechuko Mchuna, Vian Herbs, Ruben van der Heerden, Pepsi Buthelezi, Sanele Nahamba, Manny Libok, and Vanna Kok. I would have loved to have seen Manny Libok maybe getting a chance at fly-off today, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. Then on the bench for the Stormers, Karan Tubeni, Ali Vermaak, Neetling Forshare, Ernst van Rijn, Andre Smit, Jano Augustus, Paul de Vet, and Tim Sweel. So we are about to start this game. The players are onto the field, so we will be kicking off in a very short while. It's actually the Stormers already on the field now. The Sharks now awaiting their turn to go onto the field. A big game for the Sharks today, playing their white kits today against the Stormers. Herman Lawrence says, let's take this one as a win today. A lot of confidence from Herman Lawrence there. Casey Judd says, let's go Sharks. Herman Potgieter also said, come Sharkies. So, yeah, definitely going to be an incredible game today. And really looking forward to see whether the Sharks can actually bounce back in this game today. Right, the players are on to the fields, and Lukanya looks in a really good mood. Let's hope his game is up to scratch as well, because he has been struggling quite a bit in this last couple of weeks. Stefan Engelbrecht says hello. Stefan, obviously a massive Stormer supporter, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how this game pans out for us. Today, it's not the normal vodka and Monster. Today, we are drinking something else. I don't know if I'm allowed to show, so I'll just keep my hand like this today. Marius van der Westhuizen is the referee for today's game, assisted by TMO Stuart Berry. So, yeah, Stormers to get this game underway for us. It is going to be Abner van Reenen to start this game for the Stormers today. Patty's also joined in saying Sharks by 7 today. So let's see how this goes. I think the Sharks might take this by 12 points today. Abner van Reenen with the kickoff. It's a nice high-hanging one, collected by Reniel Higu. Timbelani Bolly taking it up for the Sharks almost immediately. And a good little drive from him, still going all the way to over the 10-meter line, and advantage to the Sharks early on in this game. Jaden Hendrickson now on the 10-meter line, getting it back to Kevin Bosch, who goes to the air. Who's chasing after this? But Morrison never stays and says no advantage. And we go back for a penalty to the Sharks early on. 30 seconds gone in this game. Great leg drive there from Timbelani Bolly for the Sharks, supported by Pesenbata and Oxnashire. Let's see what the Sharks are going to do with this first penalty of the day. Kevin Bosch to thump this into touch. Hopefully he'll get a few extra meters. And he kicks it and it finds touch. Run about 5 meters inside the Stormers 22. Early chance here for the Sharks after a minute of play. Sharks 0, Stormers 0. Sharks with an early opportunity here. Fesenbata with the throw-in. He finds Timbelani Bolly. The ball has been formed by the Sharks. JD Strickling contesting for that ball. Now it comes out Fesenbata. Jaden Hendrickson running strong. Over the 22 goes the Sharks now. Quick ball needed. Scrum off needed. Henko Venter taking too long with that ball, and the ball spills out into the hands of Reniel Higu. The pass comes out to Henko Venter. Now Lukanya knocks it on the 10-meter line inside Stormers half. So we are going to have a scrum after 2 minutes. Stormers ball. So the Sharks just been disrupted by some rush defense from the Stormers there. And early injury to Reniel Higu here for the Sharks, who is currently down. He's already strapped heavily around that knee. So assuming that could be more trouble for him. Very almost looked like a grass cutter tackle there from the Stormers. But they do get away with it. And it is going to be a scrum down to the Stormers on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Just waiting for Reniel Higu to get attended for. Should be a cracker coastal derby here today. The Sharks winning the previous one by just a couple of points. So the Stormers will be looking for revenge today. Right, all the players have been attended to, and now Herschel Yankees to throw this ball in. The Stormers back about 30 kilos heavier than the Sharks. 27 to be exact. Gary Bevan says, been trying to get tickets for the British and Irish Lions versus Japan, but it's very hard to get them. Yeah, you guys are lucky you can actually watch a game. We can't still go to the stadiums yet. Herschel Yankees with a solid feed there to the scrum. Good scrum from both sides there. Pressure from Jaden Hendrickson on Herschel Yankees. Does come out now, Abner van Reenen. He's going to have a little run there over the 10-meter line. Goes the Stormers. Comes back for Herschel Yankees. Now it is into the hands of Schickeling. Not going too much ground with that one. Herschel Yankees going with the box kick over the top. And it is going to be into the hands of Apelile Fassi now. He's going to kick it downfield as well for the Sharks. Finding Abner van Reenen. And he's also going to thump it downfield looking for space. It is rolling and it rolls out about 5 meters from the 22. Quick throw in from the Sharks. Apelile Fassi now having a little run. Runs past Mulherber. Good tackle from Damien Willemse on that occasion. About 5 meters out from their own 22, the Sharks now. Jaden Hendrickson out to Kevin Bosch. Goes high to the air again. It is now chased down by Sabun Nkosi. Taken by Abner van Reenen on the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. The Sharks have managed to get that ball back. But just a little knock on from Maurice Lowe. And we are going to have a scrum about 5 meters inside the Sharks half. Everett Beertman asking, can I please show the game? Unfortunately, I can't do that. Everett, I've done it in the past one time. I think last year with the opening Super Rugby Aotearoa game, and I got banned for 3 months in doing so. So unfortunately, it is copyrighted and it will get banned almost immediately. Right, Herman Lawrence says, come on, Stormers. Let's see the second scrum of the game. The first one went very well. Both teams holding firmly in that 4 minutes gone in this game. Scrum feed to the Stormers, 5 meters inside the Sharks half. Can the Sharks do something that could disrupt the Stormers scrum? It goes down and we will have a reset scrum from this one. So the first scrum just being a fluke that it went 100% well. The second one not so good, and we have our first reset scrum of the game. Both front rowers going down on that occasion. Remember, it's very slippery here in Durban today. Right. Just waiting for that scrum reset now. Albert Glitter says, I must give you credit for predicting the Crusaders will win by 30, currently 35 points to 7. Yeah, I haven't been watching, but I know the Crusaders would have come back with a bang. Penalty advantage now to the Stormers from that scrum, and they will get a chance now, 5 meters inside the Sharks half, to go for touch or for the penalty at goal. I have been pretty spot on so far with all the predictions so far, except for the one with the Chiefs. I did say they were going to win by 10, but they hammered the Brumbies by quite a distance. So Abner van Reenen decided to go for goal here, and it is about 50 meters out. So we will have to have a wait and see if he can get this. All right, let's see. Abner van Reenen with the kick at goal here. Right, let's see if he can get this for them. 6.5 minutes in, and Abner van Reenen having a shot here. It is a low, poor kick from him, and it's taken by JJ van der Mesh. Bumps off the first tackle just over the 22, goes to Sharks now. And Jaden Hendrickson waiting for the ball to come out. Now comes back to Kevin Bosch, again going high. It is going to be chased down by Sabu Nkosi again. And this time it comes back to the side of the Stormers. A little knock on again from the Sharks. So scrum down to the Stormers about 10 meters out from the 22. The Sharks keeping up with that high bomb kicks again early in this game as well. We saw it against the Bulls also last week, and I think it's about time that they change that tactic completely, because it's 50-50 balls and it can go so easily, could go wrong for them. Remember, I do have the Sharks down for a win by 12 points today, merely because they're at home and they want to bounce back from that bad defeat from the Bulls last week. But currently using the same tactics as last week, I wonder if it will backfire at some stage. We need to start playing some more attractive rugby as the Sharks team. Scrum feed from the Stormers, big scrum from the Sharks, and the Sharks get the penalty from the scrum, so they do get one back. A big scrum there from the Sharks, and a little bit of argy-bargy going on there, an extra 10 meters for the Sharks there because of that. Right, so roundabout on the 10-meter line, the Sharks now have a penalty, and they need to go for touch here. Oh, wait, Gervin Bosch is going to have a shot at goal from here, amazingly. Let's see if he's going to get this. It is a good 65 meters maybe on the angle, so it will be a massive hit if he gets it. Right, so Kevin Bosch having an attempt from about 65 meters out. Can he get this? Big question. His goal kicking hasn't been up to standard as of late, and now attempting a 65-meter kick after just 9 minutes in this game. It's going to be big. Let's see whether he's going to have the distance. Abner van Reenen made a terrible mistake with his first kick, so hopefully Kevin Bosch won't make the same mistake early on. About 10 seconds left on this penalty kick, taking all the time he needs. Right, he's lining this up, and let's see if he can get this. The distance out there, it's over. Can you guys believe it? Kevin Bosch has just slotted a 65-meter penalty, and the Sharks lead by 3 points to 0. Great start for them after a little bit of pressure from the Stormers very early on. Grim Reaper has also joined in the chat. How's it going, Grim Reaper? So 10 minutes gone, 3 points to 0. The Sharks lead here through a 65-meter penalty from Kevin Bosch. The restart taken by Reniel Hichu in the air. Jaden Hendricks just setting up his forwards now. Comes out to Thomas the Tank, about 5 meters out from the round 22. The Sharks now need to get this ball back as Jaden Hendricks. Pressure from the Stormers. Now Kevin Bosch, out it goes to Apelile Fassi, who's going to pump this downfield. Not going to find touch. Finds up to Van Reden. Now Willemse on halfway goes for the big hoist. It is chased down by Abner van Renen. Apelile Fassi got hold of that ball very quickly, but the Stormers are onto the Sharks in a flash. Timberlani, Bolly's got it for the Sharks again, about 5 meters out from the round 22. Now Kevin Bosch throws a little dummy. Morris low out to Lukanya Good defense from the Stormers. Jaden Hendricks gets caught by Herschel Yankees with ball in hand. Comes back to JJ van der Mesh now, and the Sharks just setting this up about 10 meters out from the round 22. Comes back to Bosch, and he's going to hammer this downfield. Not going to find touch. Edward van der Merwe. Now Damien Willems on his own 10-meter line. Goes to the air again. It is chased down by the Stormers. A big collision there in the midfield. But now Kevin Bosch has got it up to halfway for the Sharks. Good counter up from Peter Steff. The Tway putting Jaden Hendricks under a lot of pressure here. Sharks back to about 5 meters inside their own half. Reniel Hichu. Thomas the Tway. Now Marius Low. He throws a skip pass out to, now it goes to Lukanyam. Back inside it goes to Henko Venter. But he unfortunately knocks it on just over halfway here for the Sharks. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Stormers just inside their own half. Wilhelm de Good has also joined in. So we've got quite a few people at the moment in here. Guys, leave your thoughts and comments. Tell us who you think is going to win this game. And don't forget to press that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. The Sharks looking good with that movement. Unfortunately, Jasenko Venter unable to keep hold of it. 12 minutes gone in this first half. The Sharks leading by 3 points to 0 after a 65-meter penalty from Kevin Bosch. Abner van Renen missing an early penalty attempt for the Stormers as well. Right, big scrum coming up. Both front rows collapses again, and we will have a reset scrum now. Albert Twitter says, who is going to win between the Lions and the Bulls? I think it's going to be a very, very close one. So I do expect the Bulls to win that game by at least 20 points. I know it's a give or take, but this Bulls side is really good. And I mean, Joburg is as good as their own home field as well without crowds. So maybe Bulls by 20, give or take. But the Lions team too young and too inexperienced to match the Bulls at the moment. Another scrum goes down, so we will have another reset scrum. We've had about 3 in this game already. Right, so 13 and a half minutes gone in this game. The Sharks are looking good at scrum time, but the Stormers keeping them out at the moment. We will have another reset scrum now. It's about 5 meters inside the Stormers' half at the moment. And Herschel Yankees to feed this for them. We've had 14 minutes in this game already. Sharks leading 3 points to 0. A very slippery day here in Durban. And another scrum penalty goes the way of the Sharks. and you could guess that Kevin Bosch will have another shot. Let's see, this is about, 50 meters on the angle. Will the Sharks have another shot at goal here? Kevin Bosch says no, he's going to have a go at the touchline. So the Sharks are looking to get the first try of this game. They need that bonus point victory, especially after losing to the Bulls last week. Big game needed from them. Finds touch, run about 5 meters out from the try line. So the Sharks with their first opportunity inside Stormers half. Can they set up this maul? Maybe. Oxnard just having a word here with Fesman Bata on the 15-minute mark. The Sharks now have a 5-meter line out on the Stormers try line, basically. Reniel Hichu takes it in, and now the Sharks go on a driving maul. Still going forward now, collapses. Ball coming back for Hendricks. Thumping tackle from Herschel Yankees. And let's just see whether Morris van der Westhuizen will have anything to say about this tackle from Herschel Yankees. The player did get lifted in the air there, but to be fair to Herschel Yankees, Jarpenko did jump into the tackle. So, yeah, that unfortunately, I would say, is Jarpenko's own fault. You're not allowed to jump into a tackle either way, so unless you're going for a ball in the air, and that was just a normal pass. So I don't really see anything wrong with that. You're not allowed to jump into a tackle at all. But Morris van der Westhuizen is going to have a look at this. So I don't know. According to the rules that I know, you're not allowed to jump into a tackle. So from my point of view, nothing wrong with that one. But obviously, the referees might have a different opinion. Yeah, so nothing happening from that. Just a penalty to the Sharks then, and another chance for them to maybe go for touch here. Right, Kitshoff and Lukanya. I'm just having a word real quickly there with the referee. Just sorting out stuff at the moment. But like I said, nothing sinister in that tackle. It is Jarpenko who was at fault there, jumping into the tackle. Right, we're just wasting time by talking to the ref there. Right, so it is a scrum down to the Sharks then. 5 meters out from the Stormers try line. They will have a crack at this now. Right, scrum down to the Sharks. Jaden Hendricks set to feed this one. 16 minutes gone in this first half. And the Sharks lead by 3 points to 0. Game is played here in Durban. It's very wet and slippery. It's been raining all the time there. So expect a few handling errors here and there down the line as well. Right, here comes the scrum feed. We've had 3 resets already in this game, hoping we don't get too many more. Scrum goes down again from both sides, I think it is. So another reset scrum, very slippery out there. So that's been the 4th one now. The teams will just move up maybe 5 meters infield. Good work to the benefit of the Sharks here with a bit of more space on the outside. Right, we are going for another scrum down, guys. 5 meters out from the Stormers try line. The Sharks have to put into the scrum. Stormers have already given away 2 penalty scrums already, so they don't want to give away any more. The Sharks conceding 1 and the Stormers 2. Scrum feed from Jaden Hendricks. Let's see how this one goes. Comes off the back nicely. Sharks still going forward. And a penalty to them again. Now Jaden Hendricks has gone quickly. Gives it out to Jarpenko. 2 meters out. Jaden Hendricks going again. He's just 1 meter short of the try line. The Sharks looking to dot this down now. Comes back to the side of the Sharks. Will they pick and go from here? Still 1 meter short is the Sharks at the moment. Working their way with the forwards. Timberlani body with his hands on the ball. Tried to drive through, couldn't get there. Still 1 meter short from the try line. Pick and go from the Sharks again. And the Sharks are coming back for the penalty then. Something wrong with that movement from the Sharks. So another penalty 5 meters out for the Sharks now. 18 minutes gone in this game. 3 points to 0, the Sharks lead. Sharks not opting for the scrum. They're going to pick and go. Henko Venter. He taps and go. Gives it out now. Renil Ichujaji van der Mesh at the back. Henko Venter again. Spins off the back. 5 meters out now the Sharks. Give or take. 4 meters. Penalty advantage again to the Sharks. So the Stormers might be in trouble really soon. JJ van der Mesh taking it up and over the try line he goes. Was he held up? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sure he should have gone upstairs there. But he does come back for the penalty and expect maybe a yellow card coming real soon now for the Stormers. Yeah, Morris van der Westhuizen just warning Kitshoff one last time. 19 minutes gone in this first half. The Sharks 5 meters up from the Stormers try line. And if the Stormers can hold out, then it will be a massive psychological advantage for them. Will the Sharks tap and go again? Yes, it's Henko Venter awaiting that ball. Right, Henko Venter, out it goes Jaden Hendriksen. Thomas the Tank making his way up 3 meters out from the try line now. Is the Sharks on the right-hand side of the field. Pick and go by Timberlani Bolly. They're coming closer to the try line now. 2 meters out is the Sharks. Still working valiantly. And now it's Vesman Barter, 1 meter short. Jaden Hendriksen gives it back to JJ van der Mesh. And he's also again just short. Stormers doing great in defense at the moment. Another pick and go from the Sharks. It's Oxnard and he dives over for the try. So the Sharks do get the first try of the game. 20 minutes into this game. What a great defense from the Stormers there. Unfortunately, just not good enough to hold on. And with this kick being just under the post, it should be a gimme for Gervin Bosch here. Sharks 10, Stormers 0 after 20 minutes of play. Right, in the other game, the Crusaders are leading by 49 points to 21 against the Reds. The Sharks taking the first strike in this game by getting a try from Oxnard, but great defense from the Stormers. Take nothing away from their defensive effort. Unfortunately, just not good enough to keep them out in the end. So 10 points to 0, the Sharks lead after 21 minutes. And the Stormers have everything to play for now with the next 20 minutes left in this first half. Right. Restart from Abner van Reenen now for the Stormers. Just showing the replay one more time. Right, so Abner van Reenen to restart this game. 19 minutes left in this first half. It's a high-hanging kick again. Collected by Renil Hichu for the Sharks. Now Timberlani Bolly driving it up. The Sharks have got this around about 10 on the 10-meter line. Hendriksen goes with the kick over the top. And Sabu Nkosi is chasing this down into the hands of Evan Roos for the Stormers. On their own 10-meter line, the Stormers now have a chance. If they move this quite quickly, there's space on the outside for them. But Kitshoff decides to take it up himself. And a little bit isolated as well, but a penalty goes the way of the Stormers there. Right, so 22 minutes gone in this game. There should be round about 10 minutes left in the other game, Barry, I would assume. Give or take. Right, the kick downfield from Damien Willemse finds touch just outside the 22 of the Sharks. And now the Stormers have the opportunity to hit back in this game. Sharks just a little bit over-eager there to get the turnover there for the Sharks. But Nambi with this throw-in. 17 minutes left in this first half. The Stormers need to strike now. Bonambi with the throw into Schikkeling. They form the maul, but they've lost the ball. Have to come out now, Abner van Rijn and Ruanel. But the referee have called him back for a knock on there in the maul. So it must have gone forward and not backwards. Unfortunately, there the Stormers not taking advantage of that maul. And it is going to be now a scrum down to the Sharks just outside their own 22. 23 minutes gone in this game. And it's still all to play for. The Sharks have a slender 10-point lead. Can never take a 10-point lead and go and rest on your laurels. The Stormers just unfortunately not controlling that ball by Willie Engelbrecht. And it goes down. So scrum feed to the Sharks just outside their own 22. About 10 meters from the touchline. Right, scrum feed from Jaden Hendricks. Comes back now to Kevin Bosch. Gives it out to Apelile Fassi. Defense quickly onto them, but they're starting to run. Yeah, Pink there with space on the outside, still going up to halfway. Now he's been taken down. Jaden Hendrickson needs quick ball. Comes back to Kevin Bosch, who decides to kick this downfield. And what a bad decision into the hands of Willemse. Willemse is going to send this back to the Sharks with interest. It is going to go into the hands of Kevin Bosch now, just outside his own 22. He kicks into space, but finds Edward van der Merwe on the 10-meter line. He's going to have a crack now. Good defense from Thomas de Toey. Not. It's been broken free, and Edward van der Merwe on the run here. Can he go all the way? Shrugs off Apelile Fassi, and he goes under the post. So the Stormers hit back after 24 and a half minutes. Great try from Edward van der Merwe. It looked like a good tackle from Thomas de Toey, but he just shrugged him off. And from there, he had the pace and the power to go over under the post. And this should be easily converted. Looked like Thomas de Toey. Then Lani Bolly missing him as well. And shrugging off Apelile Fassi. And still stringing Penke on his back. Goes over for the try. Great individual try by Edward van der Merwe. But you have to come back and question why Kevin Bosch kicked that bloody ball when the Sharks were on the attack. Kevin Bosch is really a shadow of the player that he used to be when it comes to his general play. Sorry for ranting there, guys, but it's just frustrating that you've got the key player, but he doesn't play to his full potential at the moment. Edward van der Merwe, on the other hand, brilliant solo try from the Stormers. And Abner van Rijn just slots that easily. So 10 points to 7 it is. Right, Herman Lawrence says Stormers left attack the way we defend. Play them at their own pace. We can do it, says Herman. So Stormers now kicking it downfield. Rickus Pretorius from that restart. Going to find touch roundabout on halfway. So line up to the Sharks just inside their own half. 26 minutes gone in this game. It is 10 points to 7 at the moment. Sharks just calling the line-out move there quickly. Fesmbata with this throw into the line-out. Right, so it's all up for grabs again in this game. The Coastal Derby. The line-out throw to Reniel Hichu. That's a better one. Now Khaleesi off the back gives it to Marius Lowe. Takes it over the halfway line. Jaden Hendricks, knock on from Timberlani Bolly. And a counter-attack opportunity here for the Stormers. Ruanel kicks it ahead. Chase down. Jaden Hendricks has got it, but Willemse onto him very quickly inside the 22. Will the Sharks get this back? Yes, they will. Great cover defense there from Jaden Hendricks. And now we need a scrum off. Khaleesi at scrum off gives it out to Joseph van der Mes, who burst his way over the 22 now. Jaden Hendricks getting up very slowly there. And he's going to maybe kick this himself. Goes to the box kick over the top. Slips a little bit. Japink there chasing down on Abner van Rijn on halfway. Abner van Rijn stepping two guys up to the 10-meter line. Now Herschel Yankees out to Damien Willemse. Nearly got past Henke Venter there, but good defense in the end. Hier van Roos pick and go for the Stormers. They're about 10 meters out from the 22. Now Kitshoff out to Rickus Pretorius. Step the way on the outside. Gets double tackled by Sabu Nkosi and another player. And the Sharks are going to win a penalty there, surely. No, it's been turned over by the Sharks on the ground. Temelani Bolly still going up to halfway is the Sharks now. Comes out to Kevin Bosch now, gives it out to Fesenbata Yapenke. There's an overlap here. The pass just not going to hand. Now, Lukanya on halfway, the Sharks, Fesenbata. Good defense from Willie Engelbrecht on him, driving him backwards there. Still on halfway is the Sharks now. About 2 meters from the touchline. Need to get this out now. Oxnashire, tackled by Van Roos. Still pick and go from JJ Van der Mesh, but a little knock on there. And it is going to be a scrum down to the Stormers. 28 and a half minutes gone. Right, let's see quickly what's going on with all the comments. The one comment says, Sharks, your team, I guess. Yep, absolutely. But I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. But when they make stupid mistakes like that, I just get so furious. Then Crusaders going to win that game, sadly. Out of reach for the Reds, says Barry. And then Vainand Zabascanius joined saying, good afternoon. And Achilles also saying, sorry it's late. Saying the Sharks will win this game by 5 points. So, yeah, it's been quite the entertaining game so far. And it's another scrum now to the Stormers on halfway. We've got about 11 minutes left in this game. But it seems like Marius van der Westhuizen is going to have a look upstairs for something. Not exactly sure what it's all about. Let's wait and see if anything sinister happened in that movement. Still don't see anything wrong at this stage. Oh, Willie Engelbrecht coming in with the shoulder into the face of Lukanya Well, luckily he didn't connect fully. And I would say just maybe a penalty or even leave it. Because honestly, it's just a basic cleaning of the ruck, really. Nothing too sinister on that, on the body. Just cleaning out the player. And for me, nothing wrong with that. I think Willie Engelbrecht just did a really good job at cleaning out the player there. Right, so nothing there. I made the right call. The referee says nothing in it, and we will have that scrum down to the Stormers on halfway. Scrum feed to Herschel Yankees. The Stormers struggling at scrum time for some reason. I don't know why. Exactly, Achilles. The Sharks were on the attack with Yapenke hitting the gap. The ball went back to Kevin Bosch, and he just made a useless kick downfield instead of trying to run it wide. The Sharks have taken this, well, they haven't. It's going to be a reset scrum again. Almost thought they had it tight at they're winning that scrum, but the ball did spill out of the scrum there, and it's going to be another reset to the Stormers. Can't understand why the Stormers are struggling at scrum time today, because normally this is their stronghold. Achilles says that backline of the Sharks is dangerous if they keep the ball alive. Exactly. And that's what they've done wrong last week against the Bulls, where they just basically kicked away 80% of the possession. Worked for him for 60 minutes, but after that, the Bulls just destroyed them. Right, scrum feed to the Stormers. This time it's a solid scrum off the back. Van Roos picks it up off the back, gives it out to Sergio Peterson, who puts it to the boot, but directly into touch, and we're going back for a line-out roundabout on halfway to the Sharks now. 9 minutes left in this first half. Quickly thrown in by the Sharks, but the referee's having none of it. It will be a Sharks line-out roundabout 10 meters inside their own half. Van Roos to Sergio Peterson. Just went too quickly with the kick to the boot, and it just went directly into touch. Right, line out to the Sharks. Vesman Barta to throw this in, taken in by Henko Venter for the Sharks. Good competition from Marvin Uri there, but the Sharks have managed to get it on their own 10-meter line now. Ruck time for the Sharks. Jaden Hendricks getting ready to kick this ball. A little knock on there from Jaden Hendricks and a great counter shove from the Stormers, causing that little knock on from Jaden Hendricks. It's a penalty, in fact, to the Sharks. Not sure what the call was. It was firstly a knock on from Jaden Hendricks, and then the referee decided that it would be a penalty against the Stormers. So with 8 minutes to go in this first half, the Sharks now will have a chance to set up. Oh, wait, I'm a little bit confused at the moment. In fact, it's going to be a penalty against the Sharks, it seems. So not sure. The referee not able to make up his mind. Quite obvious there. First the scrum, then a penalty to the Sharks, and then a turnaround and a penalty to the Stormers. Achilles asking whether I'm going to do the Bulls live stream. Absolutely, I'm going to do it. It is just after this game, Achilles. Yeah, there's a penalty against JJ van der Met or Thomas de Toey on Peter Steph de Toey there. Right, so the line-up taken by the Stormers just inside the half of 22 of the Sharks. And a good counter shove from the Sharks in that maul. They have to use it now as the Stormers, but it seems like the Sharks have managed to steal this, and it is going to be a scrum down to the Sharks. Great defense. Tempers flying there. Van Roos and Henko Venter having a little bit of a argy-bargy there, and you can see what that means to the Sharks, winning that that maul for them. Stormers under immense pressure. You would really think that they would dominate at scrum time. But so far, it's been pretty much even. And now it's going to be a scrum down to the Sharks just inside their own 22. Sharks leading 10 points to 7 with 6.5 minutes to go in this first half. Great counter shove there from the Sharks with that maul, just making it unplayable for Billy Engelbrecht. So let's see how this scrum is going to go. Scrum feed to the Sharks. Jaden Hendricks to throw this in. We've got 6 minutes left in this first half. Scrum just inside Sharks 22 now. Big shove coming from the Stormers, disrupting the Sharks, and there's a penalty now to the Stormers. That's much better from the Stormers backer forwards. Exactly what you would expect from the Stormers backer forwards. And with 6 minutes to go, it is an opportunity now for the Stormers going for touch. Geez, like I'm just seeing the scoreline 61-21. The Crusaders leading the Reds at the moment. Ridiculous. The Australian franchises totally out of their depth in this Trans-Tasman competition. Right, 5 meter line out for the Stormers on the Sharks try line. Taken by Schickerling. Maul has been formed. Now they set it up around the corner. Penalty advantage for the Stormers. Van Roos taking it up. About 5 meters out, the Stormers now. Pick and go here by the Stormers. 2 meters out now from the try line. Schickerling having a go. Just not getting over that advantage line. It's Schickerling. Now Willemse cut a pass to Will van der Merwe, who's going to dot down for his second try of the game. And the Stormers take the lead for the very first time in this game with 4 minutes to go in this first half. 12 points to 10. The Stormers leading now. 2 good tries from Will van der Merwe. Just had to go wide, had the numbers. Saboon and Kossi tried to go for the intercept. And in the end, an easy touchdown for Will van der Merwe. Great stuff from the Stormers there. Frans Besaiden said, can't see the score. Well, I just quickly changed it real quickly, Frans. So you should be up on your screen right about now. 12 points to 10 with a conversion to come. Right, Abner van Reenen now with the conversion attempt. Let's see if they can get this over as well. Very important conversion kick coming on for Abner van Reenen. Just want to find out, can somebody give me a heads up whether they can see the scores or not? That is a horrible kick from Abner van Reenen again, going pretty much to the right of the post. What's the weather like? It's very slippery and wet here in Durban. So you can expect the scrums and the handling errors that we've seen in this first half already. Right, so 2-point lead for the Stormers now. It is 3 minutes left in this first half. Kevin Bosch with the restart then. It is going to be collected by Rikus Pretorius inside his own 22. Goes to the ground. Support play well for the Stormers. Herschel Yankees with a terrible pass to Damian Willemse, putting him under pressure. But the pass from Willemse to Abner van Reenen was good. And a fine touch, run about 5 meters out from their own 22. Right, so Dante Walter says Storm Scrum is the key to win, maybe the only one. Yeah, that was the first time that they actually dominated the Sharks scrum at all. Before that, they gave away a couple of scrum penalties themselves. So probably a last chance for the Sharks here before halftime, 2 minutes out. Fesman Bata now with a throw in to this line out. About 5 meters out from the 22. Stolen by Schickeling for the Stormers, but the clapdown wasn't that great from him. And luckily for the Stormers, there was a little knock on from Fesman Bata as he tried to recover that ball. So scrum down to the Stormers just inside their own 22 with about a minute and a half to go. Great steal from Schickeling there in the line out. And the troubles are starting for the Sharks now. They've always struggled in the lineout for some reason the last couple of years and or seasons. And they are starting to creep in again now towards the end of this first half. Let's see, very wet here in Durban. The referee having to move the scrum a little bit again because of the grass that is going loose under the players' feet. So 1 minute to go in this first half. The Stormers leading by 12 points to 10 against the Sharks. 2 tries from Abner van Reenen and 1 by Oxnard for the Sharks. Scrum down from Herschel Yankees. Solid scrum from both teams. Gets it off the back is Herschel Yankees. No, he won't get it. But a penalty advantage coming for the Stormers now. Yep, yeah, the referee is blowing for that penalty now. And about 2 meters out from the 22 of the Stormers, they get that penalty and they can relieve pressure before halftime. About 30 seconds left in this first half. She's like 28-63, the final score between the Reds and the Crusaders. Sharks need Mark Andrews and Steve Atherton in the lineouts. Absolutely. Those times the Sharks would never lose a lineout ever. But as of late, they are really struggling. Maybe invest in a really good jumper because I do believe that they got JJ van der Mest, who is a really good and promising player. They went with Reniel Hechu in the off-season, but although he hasn't played badly, I just don't think he's the right guy for the line-out jumps. Thrown by Benambi, taken by Marvin Uri. The Stormers now on the drive inside the Sharks half now. Oh, no, just outside, inside their own half. Herschel Yankees here van Roos. Rikus Pretorius, nice offload to van Roos again. Intercepted by Apelile Fassi, but ran into Lukanya who blocked his way. Otherwise, there could have been trouble. Now, Kevin Bosch under pressure from Damian Willemse. The Sharks are getting driven back at the moment, but they do recover it somehow. And I think they will just punt this out into touch. And Apelile Fassi puts it into touch, and that's the end of the first half, guys. The Stormers leading by 12 points to 10 here in Durban. MC Khaleesi is a passenger again in this game. Absolutely. He's done nothing special, and he really needs to up his game real soon. But yeah, halftime here. It is now 12 points to spend here for the Stormers, leading by 2 points at halftime. Right, I'm going to go for a really quick break, guys, but when I do come back, we will be doing the second half. Don't go anywhere. I will be out for about 5 to 10 minutes. I will see you guys real soon. Right, we are back here for the second half between the Sharks and the Stormers. The Stormers now leading by 12 points to 10 at halftime. Two brilliant tries by Edwin and Mara setting up the halftime score for them to lead. A try by Oxnashire and a penalty by Kevin Bosch giving the Sharks their 10 points. But it's been one of those games really where you just kind of feel that the Sharks are giving this away. If you look at the back line of the Sharks side, Apelile Fassi been put under tremendous pressure at the back. Lukanya Alm has been really good so far, along with Marius Lowe in the midfield. But again, the big problem here is that we're kicking away all our possession. Kevin Bosch and Jaden Hendricks are just going up to the air the most of the time, not allowing this potent backline to have a crack at the Stormers. So up front, the Sharks have struggled just a little bit here towards the end of the first half against the Stormers. Henke Venter, Timbalani, and Poli taking it up nicely so far. But again, the captain of the Springboks, non-existent in this game. This is now his third attempt to try and rectify his form of 2018, and it's just nowhere to be found at this stage. O'Neill Hiku, JJ van der Mes trying valiantly up front to keep the Sharks in this game. Then Thomas the Tway, Fesmbata, and Oxfordshire not having too bad of a game, have won a couple of penalties for the Sharks. The Stormers backline, Damien Willems controlling things at the back for the Stormers. Ruanel and Enriquez Pretorius has been solid, but the standout performance so far, Edwin van der Merwe, reminds me a lot of the likes of Jason Colby, just sprinting his way and stepping his way past the Sharks defenders at the moment. Then Abner van Reenen has had a little bit of a mixed bag so far, and Herschel Yankees have been pretty solid off the back as well. Right, so then the forwards of the Stormers looking better towards the end of the first half. Evan Roos, Peter Steff de Toey, Billy Engelbrecht looking good as a loose-to combination. Marvin Uri and Schikkeling making life really hard in the lineouts for the Sharks. Frans Malherbe, Pongi Manambi, and Steven Kitsoff dominating the front row at the moment for them. But 40 minutes left in this game. It's still early, 40 minutes to go. Let's give it our all, says Herman Lorenz for the Stormers. And then Wynand Labuschagne says they'll cut the Stormers to Sharks. MC saying Kolisi a passenger again in this game. So exactly what I said just beforehand. And then also the Sharks need Mark Andrews and Steve Atherton in the lineouts because it is going really bad at the moment for the Sharks and in the lineouts. Currently the score 12 points to 10. The Stormers leading at halftime. We are waiting for the second half to kick off again. And from a Sharks perspective, they'll probably try to keep the ball more in hand, play with those potent backline players, and just work it up with their forwards a little bit more and stop kicking the possession away. For the Stormers, they've had a couple of really good runs in this first half. They've kicked when it was necessary to do so, but at the moment, the Sharks just playing into the hands of the Stormers. And we're clearly seeing a really good performance from the Stormers this time around. Then Stefan also says Stormers are looking good. So let's hope that they can continue that into the second half as well, because I'm sure that both teams will come out firing here in the second half. So let me just remove that halftime marker, and we're about to start the second half again here in Durban. Obviously, still no crowds allowed at the stadiums, and it is really frustrating because as a Sharks fan, I would love to go and have a look at a few games that we're playing, but unfortunately not allowed to at this stage, and still very unsure whether the Lions tour will have any spectators for that as well. Stefan Engelbrecht says, I love Edwin van der Merwe, so he's been a standout player so far in the Stormers lineup, and probably so far the man of the match performance from him. And then obviously the backup forwards from the Stormers also setting up a few good runs for them down the line. So yeah, just awaiting the kickoff for the second half, guys. It should be quite an interesting one. And from a Sharks supporter, hoping that the Sharks will bounce back. But if you're a Stormers fan, you'd be pretty happy with the Stormers' performance so far. Right, should be in no time getting this game underway again. It is kicked off by Kevin Bosch to Abner van Reenen, who kicks it downfield now. And into the hands it goes of Penke. Oh no, Apalile Fassi's chasing this down, but it goes directly into touch. And we will go back all the way to the 10-meter line inside the Sharks half for a line out to the Stormers. Finance says if Bosch don't kick that much, Sharks can beat the Stormers. So I was just joking at halftime with my wife saying that I should phone Kevin Bosch's brother because I've got his number and tell him to stop kicking our possession away. But obviously it is the decision from the coaching staff as well. The line-out taken by Marvin Uri off the back now. Bonambi back to Herschel Yankees into space. Gives it out to Peter Steff over the 22-meter line. He goes. He's still going. And the Stormers are going to open up this second half with a brilliant try there. Just too much space opening up. And the Stormers go in for the first try of the second half. Now leading by 17 points to 10 after just a minute of play in the second half. Great stuff from the Stormers and great pace shown there by Peter Steff out sprinting most of the players there. Bonambi inside pass to Herschel Yankees and then a brilliant offload to Peter Steff who just ran about 30 meters for the try. Great start, best start that they would have hoped for is the Stormers now, and conversion to come from Abner van Reenen now. Could see the delight in his face when he went over for that try. Marius Low, unfortunately, too slow to get to him. And Abner van Reenen with an easy conversion attempt now. Well, I said easy and he nearly missed it, but it is now 19 points to 10 for the Stormers. And the Sharks have their work cut out here in the second half. Best start they could have hoped for is the Stormers now. 9 points the difference with 39 minutes to go in this game. Deep restart, Abner van Reenen, Damien Willemse. He's going to kick this downfield, and you can just feel that momentum shifting towards the Stormers side now. Line out to the Sharks just inside the Stormers half now. 2.5 minutes gone in this half. Right, Fesman Barto with the throw into this lineup for the Sharks now. Just inside Stormers half. Can they do something with this? We'll have to do better than just putting kicks up in the air if we want to win this for the Sharks. Line-out throw from Fesman Barta to the back. Stolen by Marvin Uri for the Stormers. Now Schickeling has got this for the Stormers just inside their own half. Herschel Yankees setting up Bonambi. Now Abner van Reenen stepping. Gets caught behind the advantage line. Stormers got possession on their own 10-meter line now. Coming back very slowly there for the Stormers. Herschel Yankees got it at the back of this ruck. Now gives it out to Damien Willemse, who's going to kick it downfield. And it is going to land or bounce first. And Apalile Fassi now 5 meters from his own try line. Now Sabu Nkosi is going to have a run from his own 22. About 5 meters out from his own 22 now, Nkosi. And a penalty to the Stormers. Holding on from Sabu Nkosi. And a chance for the Stormers to get an easy 3-pointer if they want it. 4 minutes into the second half. Abner van Reenen says he's going to have a shot at goal. The Stormers scoring quickly here in the second half. The Sharks just having no answer to this at the moment. Great defense there from Evan Roos on Sabu Nkosi, and Malherbe over the ball, winning that penalty for the Stormers. Sharks looks very distracted at the moment. Stormers have come out with a mission here in the second half here in Durban. Abner van Reenen with a kick right in front of the posts. So he shouldn't have a problem with this one. Right. Has that gone over? No, it hasn't. He's pulled it to the right. So an easy kick. Missed opportunity there for the Stormers. Not the greatest of kick from Abner van Reenen. Right in front of the post, misses it. And we will have a 22-meter restart now for the Sharks. Kevin Bosch to take this kick. 5 minutes into the second half, and the Sharks will have to find a way back. The restart is a high-hanging kick, run about 5 meters out from the 10-meter line. The Stormers have got this and driving their way forward now, but the Sharks have stolen this, and now Jaden Hendrikse, JJ van der Mesh bursting through the middle there. Good defense from Kitshoff eventually. Penalty coming for the Sharks now. Here van der Lus not rolling away quick enough. Jaden Hendrikse goes quickly into the hands of Sia Khaleesi. Now Sia Khaleesi over halfway. Gives it out to Japenke. Japenke could have all the pace here. Can he go all the way? Yes, he will. Try in the corner for the Sharks. Japenke dots down for the Sharks' second try of the game. And a good hit back from the Sharks now. Sia Khaleesi breasting through one defender and then just offloading to the sprinter Japenke for the try. That's better from the Sharks. 6 minutes into the second half. Let's see who he beat. He beat Ruanel on the charge there, and then just the offload to Japenke, and he had way too much space there for Damien Willemse. Over in the corner they go. Difficult conversion coming up now. Right, let's see. Herman Loren says, that's our boys. Home advantage will count in last 15 minutes of the game. Still think the Sharks will win, says Albert Trutte. And then also, Ntembu says Sharks must win. Herman Lorenz play them at the game, their pace. And then Barry says everybody's criticizing Kevin Bosch. And the Stormers should definitely find a reliable kicker. It has cost them dearly this season. Agree with all those comments. And yeah, the Sharks must just stop kicking and they might just win this. The conversion attempt from Kevin Bosch going to the left there. And after 7 minutes into the second half, score now 19-15. The Stormers now have a 4-point advantage going into this last 30 minutes of the game. Good comeback from the Sharks there eventually after Abner van Reenen missed that vital penalty, which could have turned this game into their favor by 22-10. Now the kickoff from the Stormers, taken in by the Sharks just outside the own 22. Now Thomas du Toit puts his head down, not gaining any ground with that one. Remember, I think the Sharks have taken this back. So Jaden Hendrikse with the kick over the top, chased now by Saboon and Corsi. Roundabout on the 10-meter line. The Stormers spill it, but it comes back to Evan Roos now. They've got the ball just inside the Sharks half now. Herschel Yankees. Out it goes to Schikkeling. Good little drive from him. Box kick over the top from Herschel Yankees. Sharks allowing it to bounce and a knock on from JJ van der Meest. Advantage to the Stormers now. Sergio Peterson now, or Damien Willemse having a go. Ruanel. Space opens up for him over the 22-meter line. The Stormers go. The Sharks allowing them too much space on the outside. Now cuts off out to Evan Roos. Good tackle from Oxnard there. On the 22-meter line, the Stormers now got possession. Good defense from Thomas du Toit, but a penalty comes their way. Now Peter Steph du Toit takes it quickly. About 10 meters out from the try line, the Stormers now. Bonambi goes to Abner van Reenen, hits the face of Lukanya and it's play on here. The Sharks have kicked this ball loose, and it could be try time to the Sharks here. Needs to pick it up, and it is going to be a try to Apelile Fassi now for the Sharks. But I do believe that we will come back to have a look at that. The tackle from Lukanya I think, hit his head, and the ball spilled loose, but it might be, it might just be that there was a little knock on somewhere down the line there. The Sharks need to wake up. Barry, what's your comments about that, Guru? About Kevin Bosch, Barry? Because, yeah, I do feel that he kicks way too much. The Sharks need to run a lot more. And let's just have a look here. Yep, it's off the head of Japenke. And then Apalile Fassi came firing through. So I do think that that is a try to the Sharks. Yep, the try has been awarded, and the Sharks now have 20 with a conversion to come. So 22 points to 19. The Sharks should be leading now. Bongi Benambi not happy about that at all, but it was just a pure bit of luck for the Sharks there in the end. Apalile had a look back to see where the referee was still playing on there. He couldn't believe his eyes, and he dots over for the try for the Sharks. Or is it? Not if Kitsif can have his way. We might have to go back for it again. So let's just have a look at this. Well, we're all waiting to hear what Marius van der Westhuizen have to say about this. Originally did award the try after that. So let's just see if the Sharks were back 10 eventually. Don't think there was any problems with that. Maybe nip and tuck, really. And it looks like we are going to come back all the way for a penalty to the Stormers. So, yeah, let's see. What is that decision from the referee? It seems like they can't make up their minds at the moment. Let's see, just hang on. We've got, no, the try has been awarded to the Sharks. So 22 points to 19 if the conversion goes over. Interesting stuff. We've had a few comments there. Kakana, can't pronounce it, mate. Watching from Ireland, really enjoying this game. Who would you fancy to make the North versus South final? I probably would be the Bulls. They are the stronger of the South African franchises, maybe against Leinster. Or I do believe that Ospreys are doing pretty well at the moment as well. Then Dante says Bosch is a good attacking player, but his defense is suspect. And asking Albert, who will you be your backup fluff behind Pollard? I would say Yankees probably. I don't think he's done anything wrong not to justify his selection ahead of Morné Steyn at this stage. But it would be valuable to have him there as well. So 30 minutes left in this game now. The Sharks get another penalty from the restart, taking the player out in the air. And just suddenly the whole momentum has shifted to the Sharks again. Penalty to the Sharks about 5 meters out from their own 22 now. The Stormers now behind by 3 points at the moment. Things can change so quickly. Everything changed for the Stormers after Abner van Reenen missed that penalty kick. And now things are going even worse for the Stormers. The kick from Kevin Bosch didn't find touch. And Damien Willemse tried to catch that. And it went off his boot, I think, into touch. So it will be a Sharks line out roundabout on the 22-meter line. Oh, things can change in a matter of minutes. Yep, Willemse tried to touch it with his boot and then just went into touch anyway. Now the Sharks have got this, mauling it. No, the Stormers have stolen this, and now Herschel Yankees, Van Roos. Gives it out to Rikus Pretorius, back to Herschel Yankees. Now Tim Swiel, Willemse, Ruanel kicks it downfield. Apalile Fassi chasing after it inside his own 22. Under pressure from the Stormers. And into the hands of Damien Willemse, back into the hands of Henko Venter. Passes it backwards into the hands of Oxner Shear. And the Sharks now just about 5 meters out from their own 22 have possession here. Comes back to Kevin Bosch. Gives it out to Sabu Nkosi. Now Marius Low. The Sharks are running it from their own 22. Henko JJ van der Mes with a little kick forward. And there's a reason why a lock forward don't kick a ball as it goes directly into touch there. He should have backed himself and just tried to run over Sergio Peterson there. But with 28 minutes to go in this game, it is going to be now a line out to the Stormers, run about 10 meters out from the Sharks 22. Yep, it sounds like the referees can't make up their mind. Exactly, it's been the second time there's been confusion from Marius van der Westhuizen. Taken by Schikkeling on a 10-meter line inside Sharks half. Herschel Yankees to Tim Swiel. Now Ruan now straightening the line. Good defense from Morris Lowe. Now the Sharks have turned this over, and Lukanya on the attack now for the Sharks. Good defense from Schickerling on the 10-meter line inside their own half. The Sharks now. Apalile Fassi tries to step here van Roos and got hammered in the tackle. Jaden Hendrickson now getting the ball back for him. Comes to Tembelani Boli, and there's a scuffle between the players now, and the touch judge has something to say to the referee now. We will have to have a look at this now. It's definitely some off-field things happening there between Peter Steff du Toit and Thomas du Toit, the two du Toits. Right. Let's see what the referee have about that. We've got 27 minutes left in the first half, and it seems like it's a penalty to the Sharks. Yeah, Peter Steff du Toit taking out Thomas du Toit off the ball, and he got very angry with that. And then the two du Toits had a little bit of an off-field scuffle there. Let's see what this is all about. Will Morris van der Westhuizen penalize the Sharks, or will they penalize the Stormers? Or will he just let it go? Have to wait and see now. Really can't make up his mind completely today. Albert says players just being friendly. Yeah, they'll have a beer afterwards and forget about it completely. Right, so it looks like because Thomas du Toit retaliated, it is going to be a penalty now to the Stormers. And it's just outside the 22 of the Sharks. Will they have another crack at this at goal? Yes, they will. Tim Swill will have a shot at goal. So Upner van Rienen, after that missed penalty that caused the Sharks to score 10 points. Well, no, 14 points for that matter, really. Now is off the field. So penalty attempt now from Tim Swill. This should be in his distance, and the direction shouldn't be a problem as well. It's his first kick of the match. Just remember that, guys. So there might be a little bit of pressure on him, but no pressure from him at all. 25 minutes left in this game, and it's all square again. 22 all here in Durban. Both teams doing a great job so far. Very entertaining game. Achilles says Pollard, Steyn, Bosch, and Goosen will be our flyers to look at. I was surprised with Johan Goosen playing outside centre yesterday for Montpellier. So he's not really considered as a fly-off at the moment. Restart taken by Marvin Uri inside the 22 now. And a chance now. Good counter-ruck from the Sharks, putting pressure on the Stormers. But it comes back to Kitshoff now, driving it forward for the Stormers inside their own 22. Sharks still countering the rucks quite desperately at the moment. Herschel Yankees off the back now. Ball is out and trouble here for the Stormers. Rikus Pretorius caught by two Sharks players, and this could be trouble for the Stormers. Does come back to Herschel Yankees. 10 meters out from their own try line. Tim Swill kicks it downfield, and he is going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half. 24 minutes left in this in the second half. It is all square at the moment. Yeah, I would have loved to have watched this game live. It would have been a very entertaining game here in Durban. So let's see what's going to happen from this lineup. The Sharks have this throwing roundabout on their own, well, inside the Stormers' 10-meter line. Looks like, yeah, it is going to be thrown into JJ van der Mees to Jaden Hendricks. Now, mix up from the Sharks in the back, and it's been turned over. Well, it looks like it might be turned over by the Stormers. Somehow the Sharks managed to get back, but big counter ruck from the Stormers. Comes back to the Sharks, though. Kolisi taking it up for them. Sharks got it. Tembelani Boli nearly breaking through the middle there. Thomas du Toit up to halfway. They go. Need a scrum off. Tembelani Boli. Little slap ahead to Henko Venter. Just short of the halfway line is the Sharks now. And this could be turned over by the Stormers. Philly Engelbrecht has got it for the Stormers on halfway. Now comes back Rikus Pretorius, Schikkeling. Good defense there from the Sharks. Thomas de Toey. Now Damian Willemse after Kitshoff. Driven back by Kulisi. Kulisi getting a little bit of life here in the second half as well. Marvin Uri at the back of this ruck. Gives it out to Tim Swill. Kicks it downfield. And that should be into the hands of Jaap Benke. What can he do now? Sharks running this from their own 22. Gets caught by the Stormers. Coming back slowly for them. Now Oxnard. He gives it out to Reniel Hichu. Offloads. Not a good pass to Sabun Nkosi. Sabun Nkosi tries to step, cuts off. Loose pass into the hands of Kevin Bosch now. Edwin van der Merwe putting him under pressure. 10 meters out from their own try line is the Sharks now. And they need to settle this down. 22 minutes left in this game. Jaden Hendrickson going to kick this by himself. And he's going to find touch on the just inside his own 22. A lot of pressure coming from the Stormers there. Just putting it really out there for the Sharks at the moment. Storm Swat says, lucky you're back. Thanks for the excellent commentary. I am blind, so it's really appreciated. No problem at all. Really appreciate you watching this or listening to this live stream. It does mean a lot to me as well. So it is now going to be a line out to the Stormers just inside the 22 of the Sharks with 22 minutes to go in the second half. It is all square, 22 all. And the Stormers now having a little bit of a team talk there in the back. Not sure what to expect from the Stormers side. One moment brilliant, and the next moment they just slip up, just like the Sharks have done so far as well. Just both teams very inconsistent, having good moments and then having a few bad moments as well down the line. Right, throwing coming from Skaran to Benny, who's now on for Bunambi. Right around about on the 22-meter line inside the Sharks half. Throwing taken by Schikkeling. The Stormers form the mold just outside the 22 now. They need to set this up. Herschel Yankees off the back. Beautiful pass to Edwin van der Merwe. Still going 10 meters out now. Is the Stormers quick recycle ball needed. Now comes back to Van Roos. Herschel Yankees now. Schikkeling. Has he knocked that ball on? Yes, he has. It's Sharks ball now. They do have it. Can they get out of their own 22 from here? They look to the right. There might be a bit of space for them. They go to the left side rather. And now Henko Venter taking it up for them. They just need to settle now as the Sharks. Jaden Hendrickson with the ball at the back. Gives it out to Thomas de Toey. Pressure from the Stormers. And it looks like it's been stolen by the Stormers. But we are coming back for that little knock-on from J.D. Schikkeling. So a long advantage played there by Marius van der Westhuizen with about 20 minutes to go in this game. Herman says, lekker, Clippies and Cola. Yep, today is that day. Just switching a little bit from the vodka and Monster, but you might see me a little bit later on with that as well. We might just drink that on the Bulls because they hammered us last weekend while I was drinking that. So just change of scenery, maybe the Sharks can pull this one through. But it looks like the Stormers well and truly on the attack here and looking really dangerous on the defense, having a little bit of a rush defense today. But it is going to be a Sharks put in deep inside their own 22. Pieter-Steph du Toit having a monster game again today. You just can't replace greatness at all. He's truly been one of our most standout players for the last 3 or 4 seasons and played a massive role in that win in the World Cup. Can he help the Stormers to victory here as well today? With just about 20 minutes to go in this game. Gary Bevan says he's on the siders today. Right, so Jaden Hendrickson to feed this ball for the Sharks. It goes down, and we will have a reset scrum. So we've had plenty of those today, but we do have to understand that it's very wet and slippery out there at the moment. Ruben van Heerden has replaced Reniel Hichu as well. So the Sharks hopefully not going to struggle at line-up time again. And then also Pepsi Buthelezi has replaced Kulisi just when Kulisi looked like he was starting to gain a little bit of momentum. He gets replaced by Pepsi Buthelezi. Henko Venter moving to the flank with Buthelezi now backing down at number 8. Jaden Hendrickson to throw this ball in for the Sharks, about 10 meters from their own try line, the Sharks now. Big scrum needed from the Stormers. Here we go. Here we go. This is going to be it's going to be a penalty to the Sharks. The Stormers wheeling that scrum illegally, pushing in. And Kitshoff not happy with Maurice van der Westhuizen there. Says the scrum did collapse. So it first wheeled and then collapsed. But the penalty goes to the Sharks and some much needed relief for them. Joshua Pennington says go Sharks. Right, they fine touch. Roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Stormers half now with this lineup coming up. We've got 65 people watching at the moment. Press that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel, guys. If you are a viewer that's here on a regular occasion, just press that like button. That will also be very much appreciated. So the Sharks have now got it. Fesenbart taking it up, but there might have been a little knock on somewhere down the line there as the referee do call him back for the knock on. It was out of place, so we couldn't really see there what happened exactly. But it seems like it was a knock on from the Sharks with 18 minutes to go. Also, Adams van Rijn and who else is on to the field for the Stormers? It looks like it's just Adams van Rijn then. Right, scrum feed to the Stormers now on their own 10-meter line. Herschel Yankees to feed this ball to the scrum. Big scrum coming from both teams. Evan Rus taking it off the back. Timberlani Bolly onto him in a flash there. But not without making a couple of meters is Evan Rus there. Just inside their own half. Now Herschel Yankees got it off the back for the Stormers. Puts it to the boot and chased there by Sergio Peterson. Beautifully collected by Penke. And he goes on the run up to the 10-meter line inside the Sharks half. Jaden Hendrickson now waiting for the ball. Gives it out to Thomas du Toit, who's had a pretty solid game again for the Sharks today. Oh, it's nearly intercepted by her young advantage to the Sharks now as he's knocked it on. And so close. We've seen a couple of them in a correct transmission so far. And very bad luck from Herschel Yankees there. I saw it coming from a mile away. Right, Sharks to change the game plan and to bring their substitutes on, says Storm Swats. They might just do that in a bit. But the Stormers, in fact, has now brought on Neetling Fouché and Ollie Vermaak for them as well. So the reinforcements for the Stormers are all on the field now with 17 minutes to go in this game. 22 all it is. Anybody's game. Mistake from one of the teams now could be vital. The Stormers will be looking to put some pressure onto the Sharks scrum here, just outside the road 22, and maybe force a penalty that will set up that three-pointer. The Sharks, on the other hand, will look to get the scrum clean and kick it downfield, hopefully into touch, and not just straight up in the air. Right, Jaden Hendrickson to feed this for the Sharks. 17 minutes to go in this game. Scrum looks pretty solid now. Jaden needs to throw this in. Oh, big scrum from the Stormers. And they have won the penalty here. So an opportunity maybe for Tim Swill to have a crack at goal here. You can see that replacements of the Stormers. Hungry. Vaynant asking what time is the Bulls playing. So I think this is round about after this game. 3:30 kickoff. So we will have about half an hour break and then we go live at 3:30 to the Bulls game. But a chance now for the Stormers to put that 3 points on the board. Well deserved if they can get it with just 16 minutes to go in this game. Tim Sweel successful with 1 kick so far. Can he get this one as well for the Stormers? He lines it up, and that looks pretty solid from him. Oh, hits the upright, and it's gone to the left of the post. So unfortunately, not getting that. 2 vital kicks so far, costing them dearly at the moment for the Stormers. There's going to be a 22-meter restart now for the Sharks. Kevin Bosch to hammer this downfield surely. Right, here we go. It's not gone too far. It's high in the air, collected by Schickerling on a 10-meter line inside the Sharks half. Now Herschel Yankees, out it comes to Tim Sweel. He puts it to the bird, finds a bit of space behind Apalele Fassi, but beautifully taken by Fassi. And he kicks it downfield, and that is a monster kick. Monster kick from him, but was he outside his 22? Oh, the referee is saying that he was outside his 22 when he kicked that. So we're going all the way back to the 22-meter line of the Sharks. No, we're not. So it is on halfway. Sorry, I thought for a moment they said it was outside his zone 22. So line out on halfway for the Stormers now. How much time's left? 14 minutes, Barry. 14 minutes of high tension coming up. The Stormers got a maul going there for the National Yankees. Out to Rikus Pretorius. Good tackle from Pepsi Budelezi. Driving the Stormers back, but there's another penalty here for the Stormers on halfway. Might Tim Sweel have another go at this? Or will Damien Willemse perhaps have a go? Well, they're not going to go either way. They're going to go for touch this time around. Not one of them confident enough to go for the kick at goal. And it is going to find touch round about 15 meters out from the Sharks try line. So good opportunity now for them. Johannes Spain says, come on, Stormers, show the Sharks you can do it. So intense 14 minutes left in this game. 13 to be exact. Stormers on the attack inside the 15-meter mark from the try line of the Sharks. Thrown by Schickerling, taken in beautifully by him. And here comes the Stormers with a maul now. Pushing forward, still going forward is the Stormers. It's gone down, penalty advantage to them. So now Herschel Yankees out to Tim Sweel, puts it to the bird. Collected by Lukanya, and we're going back for that penalty now. Decision time for the Stormers now. 5 meters out from the try line, the Stormers now have a penalty. And they might want to consider going for touch here. And just trying to seal this game off now. Tim Sweel is going to do exactly that. And they will set up the line out 5 meters out from the try line. Big moments coming up for them now. Can they seal this game with about 12 and a half minutes to go? Taken by Peter Steph Detway, and here they come again. But the ball has been ripped by JJ van der Mes, but it comes back to the Stormers side now. Damien Willemse on the run here. Out to Ruanel, steps inside. Good tackle from Sabu Nkosi. Stormers are 10 meters out from the try line now. Another penalty to the Stormers and a yellow card to Lukanya there. Or is it Sabu Nkosi who gets it? It is Sabu Nkosi who gets the yellow card. And the Sharks will be playing with 40 men for possibly the remainder of this game. About a minute and 50 seconds will be left when he's allowed back onto the field. Tim Sweel going to the corner again. Just putting the pressure on the Sharks side at the moment. Let's see exactly what happened there. Yeah, Sabu Nkosi not rolling away. Just slowing down that ball completely. So now Skaran Tebeni with a throw-in for the Stormers. They need to get a solid throw-in here. The last one disrupted by JJ van der Mesh. Let's see what they can do from here. Marvin Uri takes it in. Stormers setting up the maul again, going forward at pace. They're about 4 meters out. Now getting driven back. Scrum to Benny. A little bit isolated there. 5 meters out. Now it comes back. Herschel Jantjies to Evan Roos. Still 5 meters out, the Stormers now. Can they do this? Ernst van Rijn puts his head down. Now they're working wide. They need to go wide. There's space. There's an overlap on the right side for them if they want to take this. Here they come. Tim's wheel. Over it goes to Sergio Peterson. But great defense from Apelile Fassi keeping him out. 7 meters out now. Schikkeling driving his way forward now. Good defense from Lukanya on this time round. Trying to get out there. Herschel Jantjies, Peter stepped it away. 5 phases already. 6 phases now. Herschel Jantjies back to Damian Willemse. Puts it to the boot. And there's a chance here for Rikus Pretorius. But it goes over the deck ball line. And opportunity goes to waste for the Stormers again. With 10 minutes to play in this game. But it seems like there might be another penalty here. Is it now? Wait, just hang on again. I might be mistaken there. Might just be a 22 restart. Vian Herps now coming on for the Sharks as well. So there's going to be a 22-meter restart from here for them with 10 minutes to go. Really wasted opportunity here for the Stormers. Why on earth would they wanted to go for the kick there? Obviously, there was space, but timing and was just letting Damian Willemse down there. And Kevin Bosch pumps it downfield into the 22 of the Stormers. Now Tim Swill in possession, and he's going to kick it downfield. Chased by Damian Willemse now. It is collected by Jaap Penke just outside his own 22. Kevin Bosch going to the air again. The chase from Penke. From Apelile Fassi, the ball bounces, and now Apelile Fassi's got it back for the Sharks now. Just about 10 meters out from the 22 now. Ruben van Heerden takes it up for the Sharks. Needs to come back now. Jaden Hendrikse, JJ van der Mest, he looks very tired at the moment. Jaden Hendrikse now at the back for the Sharks. Apelile Fassi with a little chip kick over the top, and it's going to bounce. Herschel Jantjies having to run it into touch. And a line out to the Sharks, 10 meters out from the Stormers' try line. And suddenly the whole game has changed again. Attacking line out to the Sharks, 10 meters from the try line. Boy, oh boy, how things can change in a matter of seconds. Right, we've got 9 minutes left in this game. The Sharks 22, the Stormers 22. An attacking line out coming for the Sharks, 10 meters from the Stormers' try line. We are having attention to Marvin Uri at the moment, just attendance to his knee. Or is it his contact lenses? Not 100% sure as well. But he is back on his feet, so line out coming for the Sharks now. Can they turn this around and win this game now after the Stormers have had so many chances in the last 10 minutes? Or even 5 minutes to seal this game off for them. Tense moments at the moment here in Durban. 10 meters out, the Sharks with the line out. Fesenbata, it's been disrupted by the Stormers, but Tembelani Bolly's got it for the Sharks now. They set up the ruck here. Jaden Hendrikse, out it goes to Fesenbata. Goes down. Peter Steftetue making the tackle on him. Chance Ruben van Heerden goes as well. They're about 7 meters out now. It's the Sharks. Can they do this? Tembelani Bolly double tackled and a little knock on. And the Stormers survived the Sharks onslaught as well. Although it was a very shift and short one. Sportsbets HEC, although I like Italian rugby, I hope Treviso lose one of their next 2 games because I don't think it will be the greatest of finals between Treviso and the South African team. Yeah, I spoke about it earlier. Well, was it yesterday? We did have a talk about this Benetton having won all their games against, Zebra. So there's a good chance that they might end up in the final of that, the Rainbow Cup final between either the Bulls or maybe one of the others. Who knows? But yeah, I think the Ospreys are also very close with Benetton as well. But yeah, scrum feed to the Stormers, 10 meters out from their own try line. Can they get another penalty from this? Herschel Yankees to feed the scrum. Solid scrum this time. The Stormers have gone down this time, but the referee says it's just going to be a reset scrum. So with 7.5 minutes to go, the Stormers 10 meters out from their own try line at the moment, under pressure. The Sharks do have a player in the bin at the moment and will have so until about a minute or two left on the clock. Herman Loren says, we need the points, boys. He's a big Stormers supporter. 86 people watching. Press that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel, guys. We will be doing the Bulls versus Lions shortly after this. Scrum feed again to the Stormers now. Solid scrum from them. It goes down again, but a penalty advantage to the Stormers now. It is Tim Swill. They're going to run this from their own try line. Edward van der Merwe, but into touch he goes. But we're coming back for that penalty to the Stormers. So they're definitely dominating the scrums now in the second half. Right, penalty on the 22-meter line. It is going to be Damien Willemse to thump this downfield for the Stormers. Looks like he's going to find touch on the 10-meter line inside the Sharks half. So big about 6 minutes left in this game. So big 6 minutes coming on. Do you feel that this is the area where the Stormers can win this now? Baldervet on for Herschel Yankees as well, who's had another cracking game for the Stormers. Skarran to Benny to throw this into the line out. Marvin Uri taking it. Now they form them all. They're setting this up nicely as the Stormers now. Sharks going down. The ball comes out to the Stormers side. Tim Swill a bit behind the advantage line though. Need quick recycle ball as the Stormers now. Baldervet has got it on the 10-meter line for the Stormers. 5.5 minutes to go. Baldervet puts it to the bird. Pressure on Penke now, and a knock on from him as well. And it is going to be a scrum down to the Stormers now. First knock from Penke, and then one from Peter Steph Tatue. So scrum to the Stormers inside the 22 of the Sharks. He's been so solid under the ball this whole game long, and just this one mistake from him. And it is now scrum down to the Stormers, about 15 meters out from the Sharks try line. Big debate going on there in the Stormers pack before they set this up. So big moments coming up now. It is Jano Augustus coming on for the Stormers as well. He should be replacing Evan Roos here. Yeah, Evan Roos leaving the field for this last 5 minutes of the game. Big scrum coming up for the Stormers. Mahmood says, I really enjoy the way you commentate. Thank you so much for that. Gary Bevan says, this sounds like a proper rugby game. It has been really good so far. It's coming down to the wire, guys. A draw here today for the Sharks and Stormers could just as well mean the end of their campaign. So both teams would want to get the win in the end. Big scrum from the Sharks. It goes down again, but the referee says we will have a reset there. Nearly thought that the Stormers might get the penalty from there, but it looks like the Sharks, who's had the upper hand in that one, they're all clapping and celebrating, but all for nothing because it's only a reset scrum. Scrum feed to the Stormers. Baldervet with 4 minutes to go in this game. Can the Stormers do this today here in Durban? Marvin Uri has been told to move on. It's the second time he's down now. And, the referee's saying, let's go. It is currently raining and pouring down here in Durban, so this is going to make it very interesting, this next scrum now. 4 minutes to go in this game. Decision time for the Stormers. Trying to milk the penalty from the scrum. Do they go for a drop goal Or do they play the back line and set it up with the forwards for a try maybe? Paul de Wet to feed the scrum for the Stormers now. Big scrum this one. Stormers looking good this time round. The Sharks pushing them out again. And this time it is a penalty to the Stormers. So a chance here for Tim Sweel to win this game for the Stormers surely now. It's not the most difficult kick coming up for Tim Sweel, although he did miss one just a little bit earlier. But a big moment this for Tim Sweel. Can he win this like he did last week for the Stormers against the Lions? We've got 3 minutes left in this game, so there will be about 2 minutes left after this kick. And all to play for still. Can Tim Sweel get this penalty? The Sharks came in with a massive drive, but they wheeled the scrum illegally so and gave away the penalty. Right, let's see. Moments of magic for the Stormers needed now. Tim Sweel. It is raining at the moment there in Durban, so it makes the kick a little bit more difficult. He has lined us up, and it is going to go straight through. The Stormers now lead 25-22 with about 2 minutes to go in this game. Great stuff from the Stormers, keeping their composure at scrum time. Right, restart coming up for Curvin Bosch now. This one is going to be vital for the Sharks now. Big restart. Goes deep. This time is Curvin Bosch. It is Rikus Pretorius underneath it. Good tackle from Lukanya arm on him. Just inside the 22 of the Stormers now. Paul de Wet's got it at the back now. Gives it out to Tim Sweel, who's going to kick this downfield. And he's going to find touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Last opportunity for the Sharks, 2 minutes to go. And Saboon, of course, he comes back onto the field. So they're back to 15 men as well as the Sharks now. A minute and a half left in this game. Can the Sharks win this game from here? It's going to be a tough ask from them. It's raining at the moment in Durban. Lineup coming up for Faison Barter now. Needs to get this one. The Sharks have been struggling in their lineups quite a bit so far. It is Ruben van Heerden, but it's been stolen by the Stormers. And here comes Jano Augustus now. The Sharks lineout's really disappointing them and scrum time as well. Now Paul de Wet out to Tim Sweel, who kicks it downfield. Was that the right decision? Now Saboon Nkosi with the ball in hand, fresh from the bin. Puts his head down. Great tackle from Schikkeling on the 10-meter line inside the Sharks half. They need to run this now with a minute to go. Henko Venter taking it up for the Sharks. Jaden Hendricks at the back of this ruck. They need to run this. It is Vian Herps who puts his head down. The Sharks not going to gain ground this way. Now it comes back to Curvin Bosch. Oh, mess up from Apalile Fassi in the back. And the Stormers have got this kick forward. And it goes into touch. Quick throw in from Apalile Fassi. More trouble, Marius Lowe now after running from his own try line. Ja, Penkbe's got it. Can he beat a couple of defenders? Great defense from Sergio Peterson. Sharks 10 meters from their own try line. 30 seconds left. Tembelani Bolly driving it up for the Sharks now. Jaden Hendricks and Lukanya Sharks needs magic somewhere from inside their own try line. Henko Venter bashed backwards by Oliver Mark. Time is up on the clock, so it's now or never for the Sharks. JJ van der Meers, good tackle from Jano Augustus on him. Jaden Hendricks at the back of this ruck. Just setting it up now is Ruben van Heerden. Not sure whether the Sharks will be able to do this from their own try line. Tembelani Bolly driven back by Jano Augustus and Peter Steph de Toey. Still about 10 meters from their own try line, the Sharks now. They need magic somewhere down the line. Oxnashire, good defense from Schikkeling. Jaden Hendricks at Curvin Bosch. And there's a knock on there from Marius Lowe. And that will be the win for the Stormers here today. Unfortunately, the Sharks not able to do it. And the Stormers get a well-deserved victory here today. Full time here in Durban. The Sharks 22, the Stormers 25. But no, it's not over yet. There is going to be a captain's referral now from Lukanya. So let's take back that full time and let's have a look at what they're looking for. Right, Johannes Bain says you're doing a good job. Make us proud, says Tembu for the Sharks. So let's have a look at this. Is there any problem with this? Still looking, don't see any issue at this stage. I'm not sure what the challenge is all about, but we will have a clearer look at it in just a bit. So here we go. Is there anything wrong at this point from the Stormers? Don't see anything wrong with that. So it might have just been something Lukanya was thinking he can maybe stall for a little bit. But unfortunately, nothing wrong with that. And it is a victory to the Stormers. 25 points to 22. A massive victory for the Stormers. And that basically ends the Sharks out of a final in this Rainbow Cup. Sharks 22, Stormers 25. Thank you guys for tuning in for this game. You guys have been brilliant in the comments section. The Sharks, unfortunately, not able to win this, and the Stormers do get one over the Sharks in the Shark Tank, which seems to be becoming a trend. The Sharks winning in Cape Town, the Stormers winning in Durban, but a narrow victory here today for the Stormers by 25 points to 22. Right, guys, that is going to be the end of this one. I will be back in about half an hour when we do the game between the Bulls and the Lions from Ellis Park. So do come back for that one as well. That will be kicking off at around about 40 minutes time. But until then, guys, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.